Stand up, New York Giant fans. What is going on, everybody? Figured we'd do one more of these Q&As this week, being that the trade deadline went down today. Made a video. I was a little emotional. Took some time to think. And a lot of what you guys said made sense. We'll talk about it tonight. We'll take some questions. We'll take some answers. But I really thought Janoris Jenkins would have been traded. You know, I thought that at the beginning of the year, by the deadline, if they were out of it, and 2-6 were out of it. But nobody made trades, and the market was thin, and I guess maybe there was an oversaturation at the cornerback position. I don't know. Just you just want to see this team get a direction. And, yeah, I would have liked draft picks. I'll put it that way. The Leonard Williams trade, a little head scratching. You know, obviously, I like the move. I like getting Leonard Williams, but could have waited till free agency. It's possible. People brought up really good points, but hopefully it all works out. You gotta have faith in Dave Gettleman, and sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, but we gotta hope he's doing the right thing. And I agree with a lot of his mindset, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you get reactionary, you get emotional about your team. But hopefully it all works out. That's all I can say, and there are reasons to be optimistic. I'll say that. And we're going to start the Q&A now. I just want to say hello to everybody. What's going on, James? What's going on, MH? What's going on, Ligma? What's going on, Lake Nona? What's going on, Sam Broski? Thank you for tuning into the stream. Joe Lutz in the house. Nick Howard in the house. Cushmaster in the house. Cesar Munoz in the house. John Gregory in the house. Nick Howard, my chest Morris brother. What's going on, Nikki Sav? What's going on, John? Thank you for tuning in the stream. JG Men, King, Trizzy, Poppy, Chulo, Chad, Chris Gonzalez. My God, you guys are the best. Raymond in the house. Thank you for all the love, guys. Slurpee, what's going on, my man? Thank you. Did you get all? We're going to have to ask. There's no way I'm going to remember all those questions, MH. I'm going to have to take one at a time. I'm going to try to take one from an individual person. I'm not going to take doubles because everybody's going to have questions. So thank you guys for being here. My question is, do you like education? Yeah. Why not? Of course I like education. Everybody should be educated. Otherwise, you have a bunch of lunatics running around. Everybody should be educated. Thank you, John. What's going on, Anthony G? Thank you for tuning in the stream. What's going on, Dwayne Basco? What's going on, Zay? Thank you for being here. Howdy to you, Chip Kelly. How you doing there, feller? So I know we got a lot of broad NFL fans probably in the stream. Obviously, a lot of Giant fans. But, you know, a lot of my subscribers are NFC East fans, Cowboy fans, Eagle fans, Redskin fans, got Jet fans. Just a disappointing day all around. No trades. Only trade that goes down is Aqib Talib goes to the Dolphins. So that, you know, and they get a 5th round pick to take on that horrible contract. So that's the only trade that goes down today. There's no action. All the action was prior to today. And yeah, just nothing today. A bunch of nothingness. Really thought there would have been more action. We heard a lot of rumors, not just with the Giants, overall in the NFL. Jamal Adams supposedly was nearly traded. Who knows? You know, could have been nonsense, but the Cowboys were interested in him. That trade fell through. They supposedly wanted 2 first-round picks, which is crazy. So, yeah, Jamal Adams stays home. Jets don't make that trade either. But it's from a Giants fan's perspective. Nate Solder, you know, was hoping, was praying. But nothing happened today. Does Sam Beal play Monday? No, not the Jenkins is still on the team. I don't think so. I do not think so. Jenkins still on the team. I do not expect Sam Beal to be playing this Sunday. I'd be surprised. Yeah, I don't think so. What's going on, Matt? Thank you for tuning into the stream. I wanted the Eagles to get Robbie Anderson. Yeah, Chip Kelly. You guys could have certainly used a deep threat wide receiver. That's been a problem for you guys all year. Aguilar's been dropping passes. Yeah, you guys could certainly have used that. And from what I heard, nobody was offering enough to the Jets for Robbie Anderson. He was going to be one of the most sought-after players during the deadline. Didn't happen. Just a bunch of nothing today. Now, I realize there were a lot of big trades leading up to the deadline. Obviously, Ramsey being one of them. You know, a couple of minor moves with the wide receivers. Sanu going to the Patriots, right? The Niners got themselves Sanders, but nothing huge outside of the Jalen Ramsey trade. Does Leonard start this week? Yes, has to. Way too talented. Has to start. Let's see what we got here. Yes, Julian Love should get play. He needs to play. He needs to play, Raekwon. Julian Love needs to play at the safety position. How does Beal suck? You didn't even see him play. Oh, I didn't say Beal sucks. Who said Beal sucks? I didn't say Beal sucks. He's just been hurt. I just don't think he's going. I don't think he's going to play. Janoris Jenkins is still on the roster. I think Baker and Janoris Jenkins are the starters. Had Jenkins been traded, I think you would have seen Beal, or soon seen Beal. Maybe you still will, but I think Jenkins and Baker are your starting corners right now. Let's see what we got here. BJ Hill's been now. BJ Hill. One thing I want to say. What's going on, Barboski? Thank you for tuning in the stream. The more I think about it, the more I like the Giants trade. Listen, I like the player a lot. You get into specifics about the trade. It was going to be a free agent. We do have the ability to extend him. With the franchise tag. I know it's going to be a lot of money, but it's not a long-term commitment. So they could elect to do that because they made the trade. And also, like I've said, if they let him go, the third-round picks are a wash. You just give up a fifth-round pick. What's going on, Mastermind? Thank you for tuning into the stream. Should we re-sign Marcus Golden? It's going to come down to money for me, man. Marcus Golden has been really good this year, and he fits the system really well. And I think Betcher's going to be back. So I would like to have Marcus Golden back. Brings a veteran presence. We have a lot of young edge rushers. I would like to have Marcus Golden back on this team next year. I really would. But it depends on the price. He's had 2 major injuries. So you don't want to commit too much to him because even though he's playing well this year, you still have to be a little skeptical about his health. So that's what I worry about with Marcus Golden. I don't know if I want to give him a 4 or 5 year commitment. Who is your favorite player in the Giants? Much love. Been here for a while. I appreciate that relay. My favorite player in the Giants all time is Eli Manning. I was born in '85. I didn't get to appreciate LT in his prime. But my favorite player on this team is Saquon Barkley. No doubt about it. I love everything about Saquon Barkley. Phenomenal leader on and off the football field. Great person. And, yeah, I love Saquon Barkley. I think he is the future of this football team for a very long time. And as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to be one of the best running backs to ever play the game. Clock says, can you guys clap your hands for the job John Gruden is doing between him being there for at least 8 months? Listen, John Gruden, Clocks, a lot of people laughed at him last year for trading Khalil Mack. He don't look that stupid no more. The Bears are in trouble. He don't look that stupid no more. I'll say that. And the Raiders have surprised people this year. So maybe John Gruden is a mastermind, and hopefully Dave Gettleman is too. How would you react if Saquon got traded? I'd go crazy. I don't ever think that'll happen, ever. My favorite was Victor Cruz was the best. Tay Davis was the casualty. Yes, I know. I was a little surprised by that. Cutting Tay Davis. I was a little surprised by that. Because we're kind of thin at linebacker to begin with. And you got a third-string quarterback on the roster who's not doing anything. Why not cut Alex Tanney? I don't understand that. Everybody's been saying that for weeks, but Tay Davis is a decent coverage linebacker. I know we brought linebackers in. Dayon Buchanan, right? But we already cut Skipper. I was a little surprised by the cutting of Tay Davis. Not that it's going to make or break the team, but it was a little surprising to me. A little surprising. We should have cut. I don't hate David Mayo, Jackie boy. David Mayo's played pretty well for the Giants. Sometimes, he makes head-scratching plays, but I don't hate David Mayo. I like Dayon. Do you think there is any media bias against the New York Giants? I mean, there's always, once again, thank you to everybody for tuning in, by the way. Thank you guys for being phenomenal subscribers, watching my videos. Thank you. But when it comes to New York sports, it's not just the Giants. It's the Jets. It's the Yankees. It's the Mets. It's the Knicks. It's everybody. There's always a bias, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm biased when it comes to this question. But I think there's always a bias against New York sports when it comes to broad media. When you look at ESPN, when you look at any of these news outlets, they always go out of their way to kind of throw shade at New York. I really believe that. And yeah, I do think that there's a bias. Look at the Jets. All right, let me ask you guys this. And we're Giant fans, obviously, most of us in here. That ghost thing with Sam Darnold, for example. If Tom Brady said that, if Aaron Rodgers said that, do you think that would have hit the newspapers? Do you think they would have leaked that? I don't think so. I think they did because it was New York. And in all honesty, that's just, and because it's the Jets. They like to pick on the Jets. You look at the Knicks. I'll get into that in a second. Travis Conklin, man, thank you so much for the super chat. You got your right. Hey, Entertain, how's it going? I got my right. Yes, you did, Travis Conklin. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. And I'm going to go to the Knicks real quick. Remember when the Knicks draft Frank Ntilikina? And I don't know how many basketball fans are on here, but we're talking about New York media bias. When the Knicks drafted Frank Ntilikina, he's the only player I have ever seen drafted where they put up every other player, they put their stats, whatever. With him, they put the probability of him being a bust. During every NBA draft, the first thing they do is turn to a New York Knicks fan to see if they're going to cry. You're telling me there's no Memphis Grizzlies fans that cry? There's no Phoenix Suns fans that cry? There's definitely a bias in the media with New York sports. Yes, 100%. What's going on, Noah? Thank you for tuning in. RJ Barrett is a beast. There's a lot. That is true. There is a lot of people that hate Tom Brady. Let's see what we got here. Yes, Leonard Williams is definitely going to play Monday. I cannot wait to see him. Do you think Shep will play this week? Do I think Shep will play this week? I've heard reports that he probably will. Now, I hope they don't rush him back. Obviously, he's had 2 big concussions. And you got to make sure he's healthy. That's the most important thing with him. You worry about the kid's health. He's been banged up throughout his entire career, and concussions are nothing to play with. That could alter your life. You know, Junior Seau killed himself due to concussion. So, hopefully he's okay. You know, and I think Shepard will add a lot to the offense. So I hope he comes out there on Monday and he plays, but make sure he's 100% before you do so. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That will be the first time. If Shepard plays, it will be the first time we have all of our weapons out there at the same time. Shepard, Barkley, Tate, Ingram. It'll be the first time. So it will be nice to see Daniel Jones with his full arsenal. And I think we got a shot against Dallas. I don't know if I'm going to pick a Shep, but I think we got a shot. I really do believe that. Yeah, CT is no joke. Yeah, I don't want to rush him, Walter. By no means do I want to rush him. And Slayton, Ligma. Is Rosas a worry for you and Cup at the end of the season? Yes, it's a kicker. Of course it's a kicker question, Chris Senor. Well, kickers are kind of like bullpens in baseball. It's a year-to-year thing. One year they could look phenomenal. The next year they could look There are exceptions, Adam Vinatieri being one of them. Rosas, to my recollection, and I don't follow kickers like you do because you're a lunatic, I don't think he was that great the year before. Last year he was really good. He was a Pro Bowler, 31 for 32. This year he's regressed. He's missed a few kicks, big kicks. I don't know. That's something I worry about. I don't think they'll cut him. I mean, Lawrence Tynes sucked. He was with the Giants for like 5-6 years. Kicked us to 2 Super Bowls, but people forget he missed like 3 field goals in that Packers game before he made the one that sent us to the Super Bowl. So I think Rosas will be back. I'll be surprised if he's not. Let's see what we got here. Do you think it's time to tank? No. I never think it's time to tank. Never think it's time to tank, and the Giants are clearly not tanking. They brought in a player. They didn't subtract players. So I think they're going in with the mindset of, we're going to try to have a strong finish. We're going to try to build from this young team, and we're going to try to have something to build off of, build some confidence going into next year, and get some more experience. I think that's where the Giants are going right now. I know we're going to win. I hope so, man. I'm here from Fargo, North Dakota. I appreciate that. I'm back. See me. Thank you for tuning in the stream. Anybody that has not done so, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. What if Jamal Adams comes to the Giants? Not going to happen. I don't think so. Not going to happen. He's obviously staying with the Jets for now, and I think he'll stay with the Jets. I don't see the Jets have let go of way too many first-round picks in recent years. I don't see it happening, but you never know. Maybe the Jets have a complete overhaul, and they start from scratch. It's certainly not working right now with everything they've done over there. Did you know that Daniel Jones' jersey is the 6th best-selling jersey, while Saquon's is the 8th? Doesn't surprise me. New York, right? New York jerseys always sell really well. Carmelo Anthony's jersey always sold really well. That doesn't surprise me, especially being a rookie, right? So hopefully he's the 6th best quarterback in the league. That's what I care about. Who do you think the Giants will draft? Again, I don't know where we're picking. I can't. I don't know where we're picking. So, I'll have a better. Once I know where we're picking, and I do a lot more research on college, trust me, we're gonna have a lot of Q&As in the offseason talking about the draft, talking about free agency. All I can tell you is I hope they take an offensive lineman or an edge rusher. That's my hopes right now. Oh man, John Letourneau, man, thank you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. bends the knees. He says, the entertainer, are you upset that Gettleman did hardly anything at the deadline? And please, please, please beat the Cowboys. Thanks. Stand up. John Letourneau, a Eagles fan. That's why he's saying beat the Cowboys. Great subscriber of mine. Thank you for the donation, John. As far as, let me just read that real quick again, just so I answer it properly. Yeah, I mean, if you saw my video, John, I reacted harshly to Gettleman. That was a lot of emotion-based. Thinking back, maybe nobody gave us a fair enough deal for Jenkins. It's possible. But the way I looked at it is, and maybe we didn't get an offer for Jenkins. I guess anything's possible. But the way I look at Jenkins, John, is, in my opinion, he shouldn't be back next year. And that's not a knock on Jenkins. He's played well this year. I don't hate Jenkins. He's 31. He's going to make $15 million. Is it worth it to pay a cornerback $15 million who's 31 years old on a team that's rebuilding? Or you take the $3 million dead cap hit? So that's my thought process there on Janoris Jenkins, and it's why I would have traded him, and it's why I wanted him traded. It has nothing to do with his play on the field this year. It has everything to do with the cap space that would be provided. Now, they're probably going to cut him. If I had to guess, I don't think he's back here with the Giants next year. He could be, but I wouldn't agree with it. $15 million, that's 8% of your cap on a guy that's 31, 32 years old when you drafted 3 cornerbacks in last year's draft. Doesn't make sense to me. So, they may trade him in the offseason. Who knows? Or maybe they leave him on the roster. I don't know. I'm not the general manager. But I thought he would have been traded before the deadline. I really did. But I'm shocked that there wasn't any action. Your Eagles didn't make any moves either. Chris, is Jones and Slayton the best rookie duo? It might be, Ligma. I'd have to think about that. It's certainly not McLaurin and Haskins. Haskins has sucked. It probably is. Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a stud rookie receiver in Arizona. So, yeah, it is. And Slayton's, I like the chemistry those two are building. They're going to be good together for quite some time. Barry says, last couple of games, it seems like the coaches are not letting DJ move around and roll out back there. Seems like they are keeping, I'm trying to read it, keeping him in the pocket like Eli. DJ adds the dimension to move around back there. Barry, I'm with you, man. Bad Dog and myself have been talking about that for weeks, that they definitely need to use the play-action rollout a lot more than they have in recent weeks. And that was an encouraging thing from the game last week when they were using the offset I formation, bringing Daniel Jones under center, and you saw it result in efficient passing plays. But, yes, I agree with you. I would like to see at least the threat of an RPO. Don't even need to run it. Just the threat. And to utilize that play-action rollout to get him out, moving with his strength, throwing on the run. I agree. I'd like to see them open up the playbook a little more. To Pat's credit, last week, I'm going to give him credit. He definitely opened up the playbook a lot more last week, and hopefully he continues that against the Dallas Cowboys. Tana, question for you. What's up, my man? How are you? And what are your real contenders in the NFC, sir? I'd appreciate if you have your opinion on it. Brandon Rogers, the real contenders in the NFC. The Saints are the clear-cut favorite. Period. End of story. Nobody is close, in my opinion, right now, today, if they get home field advantage. Nobody's going into New Orleans and beating them. It could happen, I suppose, but they are the clear-cut favorite. I got to go with the Packers if they could get home field advantage, because it is going to be hard to go into Lambeau Field in the cold and beat them. So those are my top two right now. I would probably have the Niners at 3. They're undefeated. It's hard not to put them there. They're still not battle-tested. They still have a young quarterback who's underperformed, but I'd probably have the Niners at 3. And I guess the Eagles and Seahawks would be neck and neck for me at 4 and 5. But to me, the Saints and the Packers are a clear 1 and 2. Will the Lions make it to the playoffs? I doubt it, Connor. That division is tough. I think the Leonard Williams trade was a good trade for the Giants. They already have a lot of picks and have very high potential. Listen, he fits the mold beautifully. He's young, and he fits the direction of the team. And to go to the Dallas, I think BB13 said Dallas Cowboys. The only reason I put the Eagles above Dallas right now, and I picked Dallas to win the division at the beginning of the year, the Dallas schedule for the rest of the year is abysmally, it's so hard. The Eagles have a much more favorable schedule, so I'd favor the Eagles right now to win the division. This day in 1960, Muhammad Ali, in his first professional fight, he beats Tony Hunsaker in, well, there you go. Pavit says, if we win our next 2 games and the Cowboys and Eagles lose, very likely, considering the strength of schedule, what do you say about our division? So we'd be 4 and 6. I don't remember the Cowboys' schedule. I know they got a really tough schedule. So obviously we win this week, the Cowboys lose, and you're saying the Cowboys lose the following week. I don't remember who they play. So the Cowboys would be 4-5. We'd be 4-6. And the Eagles would be, what are the Eagles right now? 4-4? So they'd be 4-6 also. Who do the Eagles play? The Eagles play the Patriots, I think, one of those two games, right? I don't remember who the Eagles play. But I mean, in that hypothetical scenario, who knows? You got 2 games left against the Eagles down the stretch. You're tied with them with 6 to play. And the Cowboys, I know, have a brutal schedule down the stretch. I still don't think we're winning the division, even in that scenario, but at least you have a glimmer of hope. The NFC East is that bad. I'm hoping for 1.8K tonight. Yes, go on over there and subscribe to Noah. Go show him some love, man. Puts out a lot of content. Let's see. Leonard Williams wears a 99. There you go. How about Tomlinson? Great game out of him. What do you think about the big guy? I love the big guys up front. That's what Gettleman has done so well with this defense, with the guys up front, whether it be Lawrence, whether it be Tomlinson. I love the guys up front. That's one thing I love about Gettleman, what he has done with the big guys up front. So Tomlinson, to me, has been one of the least talked about players on this year's defense. He's played great. Do you think the cap space Dave has will spend in free agency or trade deadline to sign players? I mean, I think they're definitely going to spend in free agency. I just don't know how much cap space they're going to have because they might keep Janoris Jenkins at this point. I don't know. I would suspect Ogletree will be cut, but I don't know. Question. Make me a pitch for the Giants making the playoffs next year. Why will the Giants take over this division within the next 3 years? MH, great question. From an optimistic standpoint, the reason that the Giants could take over this division in the next 3 years, Dave Gettleman, love him or hate him. Now, there's times where I scratch my head with him. He has shown that he is great at drafting. The Giants have 10 picks now in next year's draft. They have a full slate of picks in the following 2 drafts. They have a ton of cap space in comparison to the other 2 teams. I don't even count the Redskins right now. The Eagles, the Cowboys, they are going to waste a lot of cap space, especially if the Cowboys keep Dak Prescott, which I think they will. I also think they're going to keep Amari Cooper. So the Giants will have a lot more room for flexibility. They'll also be drafting higher in the draft, presumably this year and probably the year after that. So the Giants are going to have a lot of money, a lot of flexibility, and a lot of youth. Daniel Jones will be getting better and better and better. And the same goes for Saquon Barkley. If the Giants could shore up this offensive line and get it going, there's no reason to think, in my opinion, that the Giants can't be a very good football team. But we got to be patient. Let's see what we got here. Get rid of Ogletree and please get rid of Ogletree and Soldier. Out of Jenkins and Ogletree and Soldier, who would you have traded? I mean, I would have liked to have traded all of them, Big Booty Rashad. I love that name, by the way. But Soldier, if I get rid of one, he's the worst. He's the worst contract. Let's see what we got here. Why not get rid of Betcher? We're not going to get rid of Betcher, in my opinion. It's regardless of what we all want, what some people may want, what other people may want. We're not getting rid of Betcher. We're just not. We're not going to get rid of James Betcher. We've brought in too many players that fit the 3-4. They've drafted players specifically for this system. That's why I don't think we're getting rid of Betcher. Leonard Williams is a 3-4 guy. Betcher's going to get one more year, just like Pat. And if they don't significantly improve in year 3, there's going to be a complete overhaul, in my opinion. Betcher needs better. I agree with that. You got to wait to fully judge the coaching staff. I know we get emotional. I have videos where I get pissed off at the coaching job that Sherman does, just like we all do. And there are a lot of questionable things he does. There's a lot of questionable things Betcher does. But it's not the Giants' way, and it's not the way of a winning organization. Take a look at the teams that do the worst in the NFL. And I'm not bashing people. Look at the teams that don't win historically. The Browns, they're flipping coaches all the time. The Jets, they're flipping coaches all the time. Those teams do not have stability. And that has been the Steelers, the best team in the history of football in terms of historical perspective. They're as consistent as they come with their coaches. Look how long Cowher was there, right? Look, all their coaches, they're always there for a long time. So stability is important in an organization. I think the Giants are going to give Pat Shurmur at least a 3-year window to prove that he can improve this football team. What do you think of Lorenzo Carter? He hasn't been doing that much this year. I thought he would continue how he played from last year. What do I think of Lorenzo Carter? I think Lorenzo Carter is a freak athlete. He made a play last week where my eyes almost popped out of my head. So, like, I forgot what the play was, but it was like a ridiculous play. He is a tremendous athlete. He has all the tools you could want, but he's a raw prospect, and we knew that coming in. It's another guy we got to have patience with, but he could certainly be a flop. He could be really, really good, or he could be nothing. He's definitely was not the safest pick, which is why he fell to the third round. He was a raw prospect, but he's got all the physical tools, in my opinion, that you could want for an elite pass rusher. But he's got to get better. He's got to become a better football player. Let's see what we got here. Final record prediction. I'll go either 5-11 or 6-10. I'll go 6-10. I'll be very optimistic and say 6-10. Let's see what we got here. You are only going to be as good as your Lions play. Exactly, JH. That's where you win, in the trenches. Always is. After the Raiders had a very good draft this year, did you know that they have 2 number 1? Yeah. Well, that's because all the trades they made, Clocks. It's all the trades they made. Did the West Coast offense work with Shurmur? Does the West Coast offense work with Shurmur? Again, we need the players, man. Without the players, it's not going to work. And you got to wait till we get the players in here to really evaluate it. But there's no reason to say it can't if you get the proper players. But Shurmur needs to do a better job of in-game coaching, that's for sure. But his system has worked other places, so I don't see why it couldn't work here. But I don't know yet, Anthony, can you read my Mike? Way too many people in here for me to be scrolling up. I will try to read your next one. Anthony, how long do you plan on? Probably till 11:15. Figured I would go live for a little bit because the trade deadline. I'm going to be doing this once a week going forward, and if people really like it, maybe we expand to 2 times a week. But the trade deadline, I was only going to do it tonight, but then yesterday we made the trade, so I said, all right, I'll go live yesterday, and I do it one more time, based on that we had no activity, but I wanted to go over what the team is going forward now after the trade deadline. We got 8 weeks to go, and tomorrow night we'll be doing the Talking Giants show as well. Do you think we need to draft any safeties? Because I think Peppers is overrated. I do, but I wouldn't use an early pick on a safety. I don't think a safety is as important a position as some people may think. I think it's definitely an important position, but I like Delpit a lot. And if we were in the mid-first round, I'll take him. But I'm not using a top 7 or 8 pick on him. We are definitely one of the most unprepared teams on game day. Cannot argue that, Afghanistan. There's definitely reasons not to like this coaching staff. Let's see. What do you think of Aqib Talib, Danny Dime says? I think he's old. I think there's probably a good chance he retires this year. That trade had everything to do with creating salary cap space. That's what that was. Who do we pick first round then? I think we're going to go edge rusher or an offensive lineman first round. Offensive tackle or an edge rusher. Do you think we'd be better with Odell? Maybe slightly. Still not a playoff team. And I completely understand why they got rid of Odell. I mean, anybody knows why they got rid of Odell. But, yeah, he's a very talented wide receiver. When do you think we'll have a winning record? Ecal says. Hopefully next year. Next year is certainly possible if they bring in the right free agents. I mean, all you got to do is go back and look at 2016. We went from an awful football team to a playoff team in 1 year because of the free agents we brought in. But we didn't bring in the right ones because they were all old and they didn't fit the direction of the team. So, question: is Sterling Shepard's career over? Life is bigger than football. Hate CTA. I don't think it's over yet, but if he continues to have it, it certainly could be cut short, much like it was with Steve Young, much like it was with Troy Aikman. Hopefully that's not the case, but it could be, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully not the case, but you got to worry about your life. It's, like you said, more important than football. What teams are worse than us overall? Bengals, Dolphins, Redskins, maybe the Jets. I'm sure there's a couple others. We're near the bottom, though. We're near the bottom right now, if I'm being completely honest with you. Let's see. The Giants lead the league in turnovers, and it appears players fail to hold proper fundamentals. How do the coaches fix this? How do you feel? Yeah, I thought Daniel Jones did a much better job this past week of holding on to the football. You saw him get attacked up the middle a lot, and you really saw him pay heavy attention to putting both hands on the football. There was one sack in particular. I can't remember when it was in the game, but the guy came right up the middle, and you saw Jones really hold on to it. So hopefully they continue to do that. But that's been a huge problem for Jones in particular so far this year. It's something that he's got to work on. It's something that Tiki Barber was able to fix due to coaching from Tom Coughlin. What is going on, Charles Dale? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Who gets benched from Williams? I think it'll be B.J. Hill. Even though B.J. Hill, by PFF, had a great game last week. Didn't really see it in the stat sheet, but played well last week. Let's see what we got here. Who would you want to pick up Patrick Peterson? Again, the price, and he's probably going to command too much money for me, but he's obviously a great player. What is going on, Jet G? No, not taking callers tonight, but I will be doing a call-in show probably in a couple of weeks. I'll probably start doing that once every other week. The Q&As are just better. I think it's more organized. Call-in shows, you get a lot of the same questions, and this is better in my opinion. You get to try to answer everybody's question, but I will be doing a call-in show probably in a couple of weeks. I'll do my next call-in show. Do you think Eli will retire after? I hope so. I hope he retires after this season. Let's see what we got here. Pat Pete probably just wants to win. You're talking to somebody else. What team has the depth on the D-line like we do now? We have a lot of depth on the D-line. I'd have to think long and hard, but I mean, we have a ton of depth. I mean, R.J. McIntosh is our fifth. Olsen Pierre. I mean, we got a good defensive line. We definitely have a lot of depth there with Leonard Williams now added to the mix. So, I mean, we should, with the amount of attention that Dave Gettleman's put on at that position, we absolutely should have a very good defensive line and be very deep at that position. Same thing with the offensive line. Do you think? Yes, I do. I think Eli will play at least a snap. Get his farewell snap. Jet G. I think we got to build around Saquon more so than DJ, if that makes any sense. I agree with you, Cassandra. That's why we took him second overall. Much like the Rams kind of built around Gurley. Much like the Cowboys kind of built around Zeke. People who say that a quarterback is why you win Super Bowls, in my opinion, I heavily disagree with. And not to say you obviously could win a Super Bowl with a great quarterback, obviously. But you don't need a great quarterback to win a Super Bowl. That's for damn sure. Kurt Warner got all the credit for those Rams teams. In my opinion, the most important player on that team was Marshall Faulk. John Elway got all the credit for those Super Bowls when he was 40 years old. Most important player on that team was Terrell Davis. That's who the offense revolved around. So you could win a Super Bowl with your running back being your best player. And I think the Giants plan on doing that. Oh, man, Jake, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can, wait, what do I say? You can forget about it. Yo, Chris, how you doing, brother? What's going on, Karan Singh? Thank you for tuning in the stream. How many snaps does Beal get Monday? Great question, Jake. I was saying earlier, we kept Jenkins, so I don't know how much time he gets because Baker and Jenkins are the starters. So he's not going to play slot, so maybe he will. I don't know, but I doubt it. So maybe he gets a little time. In certain packages, but he's not going to get a lot. Let's see what we got here. Do you think we will have a new head coach next year? No, I don't. It's not the Giants' way. It's just not. They're a patient organization, like I said earlier, kind of like the Steelers. They're not going to just get rid of their head coach after 2 years. They're not. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. They got rid of McAdoo after 2 years, but there was a lot of outside factors that played into that. The whole Eli Manning benching thing, he completely lost the locker room. You listen to the players now, they're all behind Pat Shurmur. I don't see it. It doesn't seem like a divided locker room. I think the Giants are behind Pat at least for one more year. That's just my thoughts. I'm just happy Gettleman wasn't dumb enough to trade young guys like Ingram. Oh, yeah, no. I didn't want to trade Ingram or Tomlinson. I wanted to trade the guys with bad contracts. That's who I wanted to trade today. And just didn't happen. But, just hope for the best. This offseason is going to be so vital for the future of this team. With the free agency, with the draft. This is a huge offseason to try to help out that defense and the young quarterback in Daniel Jones. Name 5 Hall of Famers that you want to play for the Giants, right? Oh, man, my God. Thank you, man. Oh, my God. 1 second. Let me answer this one first, then I'm going to get to Jim Carroll because I was in the middle of answering a question. Jim Carroll, man, thank you so much. Let's see what we got here. Name 5 Hall of Famers that you want to play for the Giants right now. So you're saying past Hall of Famers or present players? If you're talking present players, I mean, I guess I would go Pat Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I guess you can't call Pat Mahomes a Hall of Fame yet, so Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. I would go, I don't know, DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver. I don't know, I'd go J.J. Watt, a healthy J.J. Watt as an edge rusher. Aaron Donald as a D tackle. And, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but the best offensive lineman in the sport. I know there's a really good whoever you would deem the best offensive lineman in the sport. Those would be my 5 guys. Jim Carroll, thank you so much, man, for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Say hello to my little friend. Dire Giants fan said I got to say that every time I get a $20 super chat. Do you think Gettleman is trying to make a classic Giants dominant defense? I hope he is. I hope he is, Jim. And it is, and I'm going to get to OGR, don't worry about it. I am going to say this about Dave Gettleman. It is clear what he's trying to do on defense. He is trying to bulk up that defensive line. That is what he believes wins in football on the defensive side of the football. He wants to get those big bodies up the middle. Dexter Lawrence, right? They just bring in, Leo from the Jets. So that is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get big bodies up there. They clog the run lanes with 3 guys, and that's going to allow the pass rushers to come from the outside. If they're going to have a dominant defense, they're at least 2 years away. And they had an opportunity to draft a great edge rusher in Josh Allen, but that doesn't mean they can't find one in this year's draft. They need at least one edge rusher. DeAndre Baker is going to be such a big piece at the cornerback position. So that is going to be a vital piece. Him, Dexter Lawrence, and they have the makings of what could be a good defense. They have good, young, talented players. It's just going to take a few more years, I think, for it all to gel. I don't know if they're going to be like the 80s defense, but they could be a very good defense. And one giant rebuttal, man. Thank you, man, for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, finally was able to get on and check out a Q&A. Man, thank you for being here, guys. I don't know if you saw my Twitter message. There was an individual, I forget who it was, but he messaged me. And I got his email. I'm going to send it to you. I meant to call you today, but I got a new phone, so I don't have your number. So I messaged you on Twitter. And, so we got a guy that's coming with us. We'll see how that all plays out. But, yeah. So thank you, OGR, for popping in, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. And if you guys have not done so, great Giants content. I don't just say that. He puts out great content. Go on over to One Giant Rebuttal and subscribe to his channel and check it out. Great guy, and he's very knowledgeable. You will not regret it, I promise. Let's see. Yo, Chris, he saw my DM and didn't respond. Check your email after the stream. Classified. All right, it's Slurpee. I will. Who would you want to pick up in this year's free agency? Okay, so a lot of people have asked me that. Obviously, the big names you hear, Shaquille Barrett, Schobert, the middle linebacker. That's a guy I'd have my eye out on from the Browns. He's 26 years old. Conklin, the left tackle, another guy who's young. He fits the mold of this team. Former All-Pro offensive tackle. So those are the guys I'm looking at in this year's free agency. Those 3 guys in particular. Those 3 guys. And, that's without really looking at the list. I'm going to do a lot more work and research as the offseason comes into the play. But off the top of my head, those are the 3 guys. I'd be a little weary of Shaquille Barrett because he's only had 1 great year to his name. So that's what I worry about. But, yeah, those are the guys. David Bigelow, man, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, trade deadline was an overhyped. Oh, my God. David, there was nothing that happened. All the big trades happened before the deadline. There was nothing that happened. I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I was hoping that there would be, not just with you get excited, obviously, with the Giants. I was hoping for just trades, stuff to talk about. There was nothing. But there were some bigger trades earlier in the week, but nothing today. You would have thought there would have been a lot more. Are people forgetting we just got Dayon? This defense is being made to stop Zeke. Jim Carroll, Great point you bring up there. And I like Dalen Buchanan. I've been calling for Dalen Buchanan to be a starter on this defense, or at least a part of this defense, since before the season started. And I was surprised the Giants didn't pursue him in free agency. I'm glad that we got him on the team now. And I hope he can make an impact. Hopefully he's out there more against the Cowboys. And he fits this defense to a T. So I'm looking forward to it. We should draft a bruising running back in the middle rounds to help out 8 and 26. It's a good point. Yeah, Gallman might not be the guy. He's had fumbling woes. He may not be the guy. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, my God, man. Jeez. Man, you didn't have to do that, man. One Giant Rebuttal, man. Thank you so much, man. $20 super chat. Say hello to my little friend. He says, thanks for being a big help with those tickets. You're truly a class act. Appreciate the plugs you throw in my channel. So looking forward to November 10th. Listen, my birthday's 2 days after that. So I can't wait. That's like the best birthday gift I could get. I get to meet you. I get to meet Bad Dog. I get to meet Kid Blue, DWG, some of the best Giants fans out there. So I can't wait for that Giant Jet game. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, he's definitely going to be, we'll definitely get a couple of people email me. So if he falls out, there was like 2 or 3 other people. So, but there was one individual who really, I couldn't remember who it was, but I got it in the comments in one of my videos. And I'll definitely shoot you his email. What coach do you think can mold Jones in the future? So one guy I've talked about is Jim Harbaugh. If Pat's not the guy, Pat may still be the guy. Pat has shown the ability. That's why he's here. If we're being completely honest, the reason Pat Shurmur is here, the reason he was hired, it was not for Eli Manning. I firmly believe that. The reason Shurmur's here, I really think the Giants knew 2 years ago they were drafting Daniel Jones. I really believe that. Because Eli and him have ties. Eli and him talked a year leading up into the draft. He was at Duke practices, obviously, with the same college head coach. And I think that they hired Pat Shurmur because they thought he was the best guy in the open market to mold a young quarterback. That's why he's here. He's done it in the past. He did it with Sam Bradford, had his best year. Nick Foles had his best year. Case Keenum had his best year. So we got to give Pat the chance to do it. But if he does not, Harbaugh did a great job there with Kaepernick early in his career. He did a great job with Alex Smith. Alex Smith was a nothing. And then, he molded him into a Pro Bowl quarterback. So that's why I keep saying Harbaugh, if they do decide to go after a coach, that would be a guy that I would have an eye on. Thoughts on the latest trades? You're talking about Leonard Williams? I think Leonard Williams is going to be great for the Giants. I think he's a great fit. That's just my personal opinion. Some people may not agree with that. Now, I get why people don't like the trade. I completely understand why people don't like the trade because he was going to be a free agent anyway. We got more money than God to spend, so I get that. But in terms of just the player we got, I think Leonard Williams fits this defense to a T. I think people are looking at the sacks way too much, and he's a guy that's going to get pressure on the quarterback. He's got double the amount of pressures of any other defensive lineman on the New York Giants. So I think he's going to help this team. So I like the acquisition of Leonard Williams. From a Jets fan's perspective, you have to love the trade because you weren't bringing him back anyway, and you got a third-round pick. So I think it works out for both teams if Leonard Williams is good. We're all going to – at the end of the day, guys, if Leonard Williams is a really good player, are we really going to care what we gave up? As long as it's not like a first-round pick? I don't think so. If he's good, no one's going to care. That's just the truth. Who would you rather have right now, Nate Solder or Eric Flowers? Eric Flowers, not because he's better, but because he costs a hell of a lot less. Nate Solder's taking up 12% of the cap. Eric Flowers would take up like 2%. So, as crazy as that may sound, Eric Flowers. Chris, do you think Daniel Jones is showing leadership? I do. That's one thing you hear. He's good with the media. Yes, I do. I think Daniel Jones is going to be a good leader. He's not going to be a guy that's a rah-rah guy. Well, he is kind of. He shows emotion. But he's not going to be a guy that's yelling at his... He's not going to be like Phillip Rivers. I know you love Rivers. You're a Chargers fan. He's not going to be that guy. He's not going to be a guy yelling at the players. He's not going to be Tom Brady yelling at the players. I don't see that. But I see him being a confident, assertive player. And he's going to deal with the New York media perfectly. I think Daniel Jones, in terms of that aspect, is a perfect fit for New York. Much like Eli Manning was. Harbaugh has stated he has no interest in coming back to the NFL. He has said as recently as last week, maybe comes if the right job comes along. Though, yeah, one giant rebuttal. I'm just saying in a hypothetical scenario, that is a guy that I think would be a really good fit for the Giants. If, I don't think it'll be this year, but 2 years down the line, that's a guy I have my eye on because he had great success in the pros. I know he hasn't done so well in college. But that 49er team, a lot of people forget, before he got there, that 49er team was trash. And he turned them into a Super Bowl team. They got to the Super Bowl. And he's really good with quarterbacks. So that's a guy that I would like, potentially. I know he's not good with upper management. He had problems there with the ownership in San Francisco. But, yeah. Big question. Do you think Daniel could be a potential Hall of Famer, even though it is way too early to say? Let me read Mike Nixon real quick, and then I'll get to that Daniel Jones, because I said, entertaining. The comment that you missed was that I'm going to send you some highlights of a receiver that I think we should... Okay, definitely send it to me, Mike Nixon. So to go back to your question, big question. Do you think Daniel could be a potential Hall of Famer, even though it is way too early to say? Oh, man. Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, at the end of the day, a quarterback's success has as much to do with the surrounding talent around him, the coaching staff, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the running backs. If the Giants build the right foundation for this kid, in my opinion, there's no reason to think that he can't be a very good quarterback. He has most of the tools you could want. I mean, he really does. He's not Aaron Rodgers, but nobody's Aaron Rodgers. But he's got the tools with the right foundation to be a very, very, very good quarterback in this league. That doesn't mean he will be, but with the right foundation, he could be. So, yeah, I think it's possible. Do you think Daniel Jones can win a game? He's won 2. Isn't Deion Buchanan free? Yes, I think he is, Travis. Giants signed to a 1-year deal, cheap deal. Please collab with Mike. I tried Quintero. I reached out to Mike Too Nice. And Mike's a great guy, by the way. Love it. Love his content. Any one of my subscribers that has not checked out Mike Too Nice, go do it. Great guy. Great content. Very knowledgeable Giants fan. And I reached out to him on Twitter. And because I've had my subscribers ask me to collab with Mike Too Nice. And I reached out to him, and his schedule conflicts. I think he's going to school right now. I don't know what he's going for, but he doesn't get home till midnight. So that's why his videos go up so late. So he said next season we'll collab. So next year, Mike Too Nice and me will be collabing. It's just not right now. Yeah, I like Mike Too Nice a lot. Giants will be. I think they definitely could beat the Cowboys. Billy Bob, keep coming back. I only give up out a few a stream. I already gave them out. Let's see. You think the Giants should target Chase Young in the draft? Of course. What is going on, Yvonne? Thanks for tuning in the stream, buddy. Kung Fu Kenny says, would you rather make the playoffs this year and ride momentum for next year, go 4-12 and get high picks in each round? Kung Fu Kenny. Well, I knew it was Kung Fu Kenny. You didn't have to say it twice. I'm just kidding. Would you rather make the playoffs this year, ride momentum for next year, or go make the playoffs? Make the playoffs. Always going to be make the playoffs. Even at 4-12, you're probably not getting a top 5 pick. There are so many bad teams right now. Make the playoffs. Yeah, Mike Too Nice is great. I would take Nick Saban, but he's failed in the NFL. Thing with Nick Saban's not leaving Alabama. He's not. Nick Saban is in the perfect situation, much like Coach K for Duke, Mike Krzyzewski. Same thing. He is in the cushiest of cushy jobs. Why would he ever leave? He's not leaving. Good job, Michael Gross. He's got a great channel. You will not regret that. Great channel. He has highlight clips. He does game breakdowns. Really, really, really good channel. Mike Too Nice, one of the better channels on the platform. Good night, celebrity. Thank you for tuning in to the stream. By the way, thank you to everybody for being here. You guys are the best. I always say it. If you haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Chris checking out early tonight, but Lamel, man, you never have to. Well, you didn't apologize, but if you did, you don't have to. Have a great night, Lamel, man. Get some sleep, man, and thank you for everything you do for my channel. Brandon says, what are you lacking most on defense, and how would you fix it? Edge rusher. Got to fix the edge rusher. And, yeah, for sure, that's our biggest. Like, we need a young edge rusher, in my opinion. That's our number one need. What is the most needed position for the Giants? Offensive tackle. Bobby Portis was ridiculous last night. 28-12. Maybe he will win 6th Man of the Year. Todd Bowles was to blame for Leonard. Yes, Doug. All I heard, and Doug, this is what I love about Doug Glass. He is like the most honest Jet fan ever. You would think Doug Glass hates the Jets, but that's what I love about him. because he's not a biased fan. And that's my thought process on it too. And I'm not knocking the Jets. They don't develop their players well. I mean, it's just the truth. And Leonard Williams has a lot of talent. And maybe the Giants could get the most out of him. We'll have to wait and see. Do you think if the Eagles lose, the Giants win, they have the shot at the division? Realistically, no. If I'm being completely honest with you, come back to me when the Giants are 5-6, and maybe. Who breaks your heart more, Knicks or Giants? Can I say a tie? Am I allowed to say that? I mean, they've both broken my heart so much over the years. Collab with Bangle. I've never talked to Bangle. That's another guy. You want to talk about a guy, and I look around YouTube. You want to talk about a guy who has the best voice. Bangle has like the perfect radio voice. And that kid's got a bright future. Love his channel. Love it. I watched his video yesterday talking about the trade. And I would definitely work with Bangle. Love Bangle. Love him. Best quarterback from the 2018 draft class. Okay, best quarterback from the 2018 draft class. Right now, I think you gotta go Lamar Jackson. It's just as of today. He's been the most successful. None of the other quarterbacks have done nothing. And I'm not saying he's going to be the best, but Sam Darnold, and I actually like Sam Darnold. I think he has talent. Has been bad. Baker Mayfield this year is probably the worst starting quarterback in football. Josh Allen, even though his team's doing well, it's not because of him. So, and Josh Rosen is going to be flipping pizzas in a couple of weeks. So, right now, you got to go Lamar Jackson, as crazy as that may sound. Let's see what we got here. Collab with the YouTubers. I've never heard of Bad Dog. I've never heard of Bad Dog. By the way, I'm going to pop on over to Bad Dog's later. I know he's doing the Laker game. So after the stream, I'll probably pop on over there, hang out with him for a bit. But yeah, of course, Bad Dog is the best. Love Bad Dog. Chris, you're going to be... of course I'm going to be flipping pizzas. Lenny Coe says, Baker better than only Mitch. Yeah, he's better than Mitch. Mitch isn't part of the 2018 draft class, but Mitch Trubisky sucks. Oh, you're talking about just overall. Yeah. Chip Kelly with the $2 super chat. You can't forget about it. He says, my typical Friday night Whoopi Goldberg lotion. Oh, you are an odd man, Chip Kelly. You are an odd man. Whoopi Goldberg, lotion, and tissues. Thank you, Chip Kelly. Rickson with the $5 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, there are two guys we need in this locker room. Tom Coughlin is the offensive coordinator, and Rex Ryan, at least as our defensive assistant. They will push Sherman to do better. I would love that. I would love to see Coughlin back with the Giants. Tom Coughlin is one of my favorite human beings who ever lived, Rickson. You want to talk about, like, the throwback of all throwbacks. He was like that tough, gritty, old school coach. I will always forever remember Tom Coughlin from the 2007, or was it 2008? 2008 NFC Championship game against the Green Bay Packers. Negative 1 million degrees outside, and his cheeks looked like sheets of glass. It looked like his face is going to crack into a million pieces. And I will always remember Tom Coughlin for that. I love Tom Coughlin, and I miss him. I think the Giants made the wrong decision getting rid of him. Yeah. Yeah, Coughlin's the best. Bill Parcells, phenomenal, Samaj. I mean, Coughlin comes from Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells is the greatest coach, in my opinion, other than Bill Belichick, who ever lived. Chris, do you know how much I hate the Chargers? Well, you're a Chargers fan. I hope you don't hate them. Chris, I disagree with you on everything, Williams, but question for you. Francesca said Giants were only offered for Williams. Your thoughts on why there was no interest? I couldn't answer that. You know, I'm not a GM. The only thing I may say is maybe no other team, maybe the Jets didn't make Williams available. Maybe the Giants just contacted them because they wanted Williams. Maybe they didn't make it like known that they were looking to trade Leonard Williams. I don't know that, though. I would think teams would be interested in Leonard Williams, though. He's a talented player. It's just that the Giants, a lot of people say, doesn't make sense because they're not a contender. Like a team like, Kansas City. Just off the top of my head, they need defense, and they're a contender. You would think that somebody that was in contention would have interest in Leonard Williams. Of course I've watched DDP. He's hilarious. Besides O-line and D-line, where do you think is our biggest concern? Middle linebacker. That's been our biggest concern forever. Middle linebacker. Oakland was interested. Well, there you go. Oakland was interested. Why did we get rid of Tom in the first place? Big Cat Lee, you want to know the truth in my opinion? I can't tell you the definitive answer, but in my opinion, the reason we got rid of Tom Coughlin was because we needed a scapegoat, and the team wasn't doing well. We had, two losing seasons, I think, in a row, and something like that. And the team was not doing well, and they needed to blame somebody. And they couldn't fire Jerry Reese because he just drafted Odell Beckham, even though they should have fired Jerry Reese. What they should have done was either not fire anybody or clean house. By just firing Tom Coughlin, it was a lack of respect. And then they went out there and they spent $100 million. They brought in all these really good defensive players at the time, and they made Ben McAdoo look like the hero. If Tom Coughlin's the coach of that team, there's a good chance we win the Super Bowl. I stand by that. So, it is what it is, but that was a very bad decision, in my opinion, by the Giants. They shouldn't have let him go. Play Share Day. And once again, Play Share, thank you for everything you do for my channel. Tana, which YouTubers do you watch on your free time the most? Gabe, great question. Obviously the people in the Giants community. I watch Bad Dog, Bangle, I watch Bangle a lot. You wouldn't think I would, but I love that kid's channel. It's great. I watch Bangle. I watch Mike Too Nice. I watch Cop Hizzle. I watch Ron Effect from time to time. Yeah, and then, I'll watch Lord Brunson when I want to get a laugh and hear about how the Eagles are the greatest team who ever lived. I'll watch Philly 500 from time to time. I watch, some YouTubers from within our fan base. Mark Holmes, within our division. Those are the guys I watch. Chris, yes, I have Real New York Giants Mafia. I've watched Mr. Chuck Knox. Yes, that guy is, he makes really good highlight videos. I was actually binge watching him maybe like 4 days ago. That guy's great. He's got a great voice. Phil Simms, and Vic. I watch Vic. Yeah, of course I watch Vic. Phil Simms or Eli Manning? Eli Manning. Almost 100 likes. Let's get those likes up, guys. Thank you guys for being here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Are you and Bad Dog friends outside? Well, we met on YouTube. We're meeting in person for the first time November 10th. He lives 5 hours from me, or for whatever. What's up, Swag Wobbles? Thanks for popping in. Fish Vegas. Of course, I watch Fish. Yeah, I'm on his channel all the time. Fish Vegas, yep. I watch Fisk. Chris, do you think the Eagles game was a mirage? Are the Eagles actually good, or are the Bills actually bad? Could I say a little bit of both, Jake? Can I say a little bit of both? The Eagles are like, I've wanted to write the Eagles off twice this year. I wanted to write them off before they played the Packers, and they won. I wanted to write them off on that Bills game, and they won. They're like a cockroach. You can't kill this team. And that is why I fear they're going to win the division. But I hope, if we don't make the playoffs, I hope for nothing more than for Week 17 for the Eagles to need that game to get into the playoffs. I would like nothing more than to knock them out. I'm done trying. I'm out. Catch y'all later. SA, I'm sorry. I will try to look for your question. But yeah, SA, okay. I don't know if you left, SA. I just scrolled up. Hey, Chris, what are your thoughts on Slayton considering how many defensive linemen we've shuffled in and out this season? It does not reflect well that he's remained on the practice squad since camp. What are your thoughts on Slayton considering how many you're talking about, okay, I thought you were talking about Darius. You're talking about the guy we took in the 7th round? Is that who you're talking about? Because Darius Slayton's obviously on the team. My thoughts on Slayton, I haven't seen him to really get any thoughts on him, but I don't think he's going to be a part of this roster. Yeah, I think it was I think it was a 7th round draft pick. Like most 7th round draft picks, I don't think he's going to be a part of this team. Much like George Asafo-Ajay, because he had all the injuries in training camp. It's going to be very hard for Chris Slayton to crack the roster. We're strong at that position to begin with. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Karan Singh, for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, PFF rated BJ Hill 90.1 this week. How? I had the same question. I had the same exact question when I saw that, and my eyes. Thanks for getting my question. You got it. I'm not trying to skip anybody's question. I don't want you guys to get frustrated. It's tough when you're getting a lot of questions. But my eyes popped out of my head when I saw that B.J. Hill had the highest rating for the Giants because he didn't do anything. It didn't seem like he did much. I remember he made one or two plays where I was like, nice play by B.J. Hill, but in terms of the stat sheet, he hasn't done much. But I guess it's encouraging to hear that, PFF is saying he's doing his job. We're really deep on the defensive line. It's going to be tough for everybody to get playing time. Who do you think will win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Kyler Murray, probably. But I'm hoping Daniel Jones got a good shot after last week. Daniel Jones could definitely win it. Bengals said B.J. Hill is a top 3 player on this team. I mean, come on. And he said Jenkins is terrible and Peppers is not very good. Like, does he even watch the games? I don't like his takes, to be honest. I cannot. I saw that take, and I didn't agree with it either. I would not say B.J. Hill is one of the top 3 players on this defense. I will say Dalvin Tomlinson probably is. I've been so impressed with Tomlinson this year. And I think Peppers is at least an average safety. What is going on, my Cowboys family? They're going to be on the chat. I'm hoping, if I can find time, Friday. That's the goal. I'm hoping Friday we're going to have my Cowboys family on the channel, and we're going to talk Giants-Cowboys. So they got a good channel over there. They had me on their channel the first week of the season when the Giants took on the Cowboys. So I said I'll bring them back on probably Friday night. Well, at least for like an hour, we'll talk Giants-Cowboys. So go on over there and check them out. And my brother's a Cowboys fan, so I root against it. Well, there you go, Place Share Daycare. 07 wideouts or 11 wideouts. Which tandem was better? Got to go with 11. The 11 wideouts. I mean, well, let's think about it. 07, you had Toomer, you had Burris. That's about it, right? There was no other like big time threat after that. 11, Cruz caught for the most yards in franchise history for a single season. Hakeem Nicks was a beast, and Mario Manningham was pretty good. I got to go with 11. I think 2011 is probably the best wide receiving core in New York Giants history. I mean, for that one specific year. Oh, Steve Smith was 07, but it was before. Steve Smith was 07, but it was before Steve Smith took off. I know he had a couple of big catches in the Super Bowl. And Steve Smith holds the record for most catches in a single year for the New York Giants. So it's somebody I should have thought of, but he was a rookie and he was used kind of sparingly. But he definitely made some big catches in the Super Bowl. And, of course, David Tyree. How we forget David Tyree? Thank you so much, Jim Carroll, for the $2 Super Chat. You can forget about it. He says, I like Peppers' leadership role. He's a good hype man. Listen, I like Peppers. I like Peppers a lot. He has some deficiencies to his game if you want to nitpick, but I like him. And he's a good punt returner. So we just got to be patient, but I like him. And thank you so much, man. A $2 Super Chat from Am I Just Good? He said, you can forget about it. He says, why do you think Peppers hasn't really played well? Now, I know he got killed in coverage on that play. He has had a lot of big hits, but he is getting lost a little bit in coverage. I mean, Peppers, when he was drafted, was thought of as a project. A lot of people criticized the Browns for taking him in the first round where they did. He's a really good athlete. Maybe it's getting acclimated to a new system, trying to fit in. The whole secondary is struggling, but Baker's getting better every week, but I don't know. That's a great question. Maybe it's the new system. Maybe he's not as good as we were hoping for, but all we can do is hope he gets better. He's still a kid. I think he's 22, 23. So hopefully he continues to get better. You look like Eminem with hair. Didn't Eminem have hair? Eminem had hair, right? He had to dye. I mean, maybe not recent dye. Maybe new Eminem has shaved head. I don't know. Do you think Jenkins could handle Cooper? That is going to be a tough matchup, especially if you're asking him to guard him one-on-one, because Cooper is a great route runner. That's going to be a tough matchup. I don't think so. Not one-on-one. No. He'll need help. Do you remember Max Kellerman's brother is the... I get that too. I get Max Kellerman, my Cowboys family. I've never heard that in my life. But since I've been on YouTube, I get Max Kellerman all the time. I've heard it at least 20 times. And I've never gotten that in my life. I'll tell you right now, the two people I've always gotten in my life. I've got Nicolas Cage, a young Nicolas Cage. Don't think bald Nicolas Cage. Young Nicolas Cage, Matt Harvey, pitcher on the Mets. Those are the two players in real life, two people in real life I've gotten the most. I've never gotten Max Kellerman in real life. And I've never gotten Eminem. What about Julian Love? I would love to see Jackie Chan. I get all the time too. Julian Love's got to play this week. He's got to play at the safety position this week because Robert Downey Jr. I've gotten that too actually. He's got to play at the safety position this week, at least somewhat. I am sick of seeing Bethea out there every week. I'm signing out, Chris. You see you in the next video or stream. Great stream tonight, man. You got it, Jet G. Thank you for being here, buddy. Young Nicolas Cage, I can see for sure. There you go. I say thank you. Baker will do a better job against Gallup this week. I agree. I don't think the Cowboys are going to do what they were able to do against us week 1. I'm not saying they're not going to be able to move the ball, but the first week, I even think my Cowboys family would agree. He was at the game. The first week, the Giants secondary looked like lost puppy dogs. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. This is a much better secondary this week. I don't think we're going to get torched like we did week 1. I think it'll be a more competitive game, and I think our secondary is much better right now than it was week 1. Not saying they won't move the ball on us, not saying they won't score, but it will not be as easy. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Chris, I'm a new subscriber. Just want to say love your content and live. I appreciate that. Ando, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you for being a loyal subscriber. Is the Darnold we are seeing now making Gettleman pick of Jones even better? Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. About Dave Gettleman. And he took slack from me today, okay? I'm a Dave Gettleman guy. I'll be the first to tell you, I love a lot of things about Dave Gettleman. He's got guts. He's got more guts than any general manager in the sport. He does whatever the hell he wants to do. But if Daniel Jones works out and Saquon Barkley stays healthy, Dave Gettleman is going to look like a genius. He's going to look like a genius. Because the night of the draft in 2017, everybody said, you have to take Sam Darnold. You have to take Josh Rosen. He said, nah, I'm going to take Barkley. How are Rosen and Darnold doing now? Then the night, myself included, of 2018, everybody said, there's no way you can take Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones works out and Saquon Barkley stays healthy, Dave Gettleman is going to look like a genius. That's the truth. How do you think the Knicks will do? 32-33 wins. Do you think DeAndre Baker has improved? Yes, he gets better every week. DeAndre Baker gets better every week. You look like That's Good Sports. I don't know who that is. I think that's a YouTube channel. Oh, SA, man, thank you, man. For the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Thanks for taking time to answer our questions. Yeah, SA, I didn't mean to get you annoyed. I see you in my streams all the time. I don't try to ignore anybody. I try, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this once a week going forward. And if it gets really popular, I did it twice this week because of the trade deadline. But if it gets popular, I'll expand it to twice a week. I think people seem to enjoy this. But starting out, we'll go once a week, and we'll take it from there. But definitely through the offseason, keep you guys informed about the Giants. Take your questions about the draft, about free agency, week in, week out basis, about weekly matchups. So this week is obviously focused on the free agency. But yeah, for sure. You look like John Gotti, yeah. You think Baker will be a Pro Bowler? Yes, I do. Baker was the number 1 cornerback in this year's draft. He should be a Pro Bowler one day. You ever thought about Jenkins at free safety? He is... Nah. It's not a horrible idea. You're thinking outside the box, but no. Let's see what we got here. What made you want to start a YouTube? Oh, Brandon, great question. Oh, let me get that. And I'll answer your question, Brandon. Place your daycare with a $2 super chat. You can forget about it. Gettleman knew Darnold was bro and tomato too. There you go. He's like a psychic. He knows everything. But thank you, Place Your Daycare. Again, thank you for everything you do for my channel. But as far as why I've said this story before, but the reason I started YouTube was for fun. I was just looking for a hobby, something to do, and I would be in group text with my friends, and we'd always be talking sports. It'd be like 6 of us, 5 of us, and I would send videos in the text, just silly 30-second videos about sports. And they'd be like, you're good on camera. You're funny. You're energetic. You should start YouTube. So I started, and at first it was kind of like a goofy thing to try to make people laugh. And then I started to realize that people actually take YouTube seriously, like for the sports knowledge. And people started respecting my opinion. And I said, I'm going to take this a lot more seriously. And then, as I continued to do it, I said, I really love doing this. And I want to really try to pursue, to make something of this. And that's why I put in the work that I do. Oh, City for Real, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. You can forget about it. No, wait, bends the knees. He says, I'm still soaking up our first win. New York Knicks. Portis shot really good. He deserves a cannoli. Thanks for doing what you do, bro. Man, City for Real, man. Friday night, I'll be live streaming that Knicks game. And Thursday night, I'll be doing the Thursday night football game. So you'll see me there, man. And thank you for everything you do for my channel. And let's congratulate each other for the Knicks getting that win. I love the Q&A Giants talk as well as the updates throughout the week. You got it, Anthony G. I love that you watch them. And it looks like one of those kids flipping pizza. Tana, are you going to be in this? Yes, I will be in the Discord. I'm going to be in Bad Dog Stream too, though. So, but yeah, I'll pop in the Discord. And if anybody wants to join the Discord, somebody could pop it in there. You guys could join the Discord. We talk sports all the time. Well, hey, I sent you something I think you might like, bro. I will check it out. Place your daycare after the stream, and I'll definitely email you. Oh, Yusuf Khan, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2. Is that pound, euro? Is that a euro? I don't even know. That's a euro? I think it's a euro. The $2 euro, why am I saying dollar? It's not. It's clearly not dollars, and I say that all the time. The 2 euros from Yusuf Khan. Hey, Chris, big fan from the UK. Love your videos. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. And thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Let's keep going till midnight, Chris. This show is fantastic. I appreciate that, Michael Lopez. We'll go. You know what? I don't know how many people in here. I never look at the numbers. If you guys keep asking me good questions, I'll hang out till at least 11:30. We'll go overtime tonight. As long as you guys keep asking me good questions. Do I think Ntilikina is a bust? Too early to say, but I'm not a Ntilikina fan. I wasn't a Ntilikina fan when we drafted him. We drafted him specifically for a triangle offense, and then they got rid of the guy that instituted the triangle offense the next day. So it was a stupid draft pick in my opinion. I see that he has some upside there with the long arms. He could be a really good defensive player, and maybe he can improve on offense. The ball definitely flows better when he's in the game, but overall, I'm not a Ntilikina guy. It's too early to say he's a bust, though. He could still become a productive player in the NBA. Call in. Not tonight, but I will be doing a call-in the near future. I'll be doing another call-in soon. No, I'm not asking for that. Place take care. Chris from, yes, Sam. Let me give you that. I promise you that. When did you get your shirt? Where did I get my shirt, Rafael Duna? I got this shirt at, Modell's. And if you guys aren't from New York, because I think, I'm pretty sure Modell's is just a New York thing. I think. They actually got one near Penn Station. And, yeah, it's like the sporting goods store of New York. And that's where I got it. What's up, Charles Dale? Charles Dale with a sad face. Why is he sad? You think wrong. How do you look at weekly player grades on PFF? Do you need PFF Elite? Because I have Edge. No, you could type it in. First off, on Twitter, they post the grades all the time. If you follow the PFF on Twitter, they have a specific Giants PFF Twitter handle, and they'll post the Giants PFF grades. You don't have to be a member of PFF for that. Do you think we will draft a linebacker like Kenneth Murray or some other? I hope we draft a linebacker pretty early in the draft. We need one, unless we address it in free agency. Do you think we can get 2 good tackles this offseason while still addressing linebackers? Yes, I think we could. I'm not saying we will. I think we could. We're going to have a lot of money, and we're going to have a lot of picks. So, that's a lot of holes. I mean, if we have $85 million even, and I think that's lowballing it, we're going to have between, say, 80 and 100 million. So let's say we have 85 million. With that 85 million, you're going to be able to fill at least 3 big holes. You know, like impact players. So you figure you bring in 3 impact players with that $85 million, plus some small holes as well, and then you're going to have 10 draft picks. So there's a lot of holes that could be filled this offseason if the Giants do the right thing. Soldiers got to go, yes. We need that safety out of, oh, God, everybody likes Delpit. Everybody likes Delpit. It's going to be dependent on when we're drafting. Damn, Chris, I have no questions to ask. That's all right, Andy Garcia. Stick around and listen to the questions other people ask. That's part of the show. Of course I like Rover Sports, Chad. Rover Sports, that's a guy I need to talk to more. Rover Sports is one of the nicest guys I've ever talked to on YouTube. I've talked to him off YouTube several times. I've met him in person twice. Rover Sports is great. He's definitely a hot take channel, though. I made it so happy to be here. You got it, Takari. Thank you for being here. Should we offer Shaquille Barrett a contract? I worry because he's never done much before this year. He's been inconsistent this year. He got off to a great start. It depends on what the contract is. He's got talent. What is going on, Vance Bill? Thank you for tuning in the stream. Of course I would do a video with Ron Effect. I would. He doesn't seem to be the type of guy that likes to collab. But people have asked me, will I work with Ron Effect for over a year now. I'd work with any Giants YouTuber that puts out good content and works hard. I don't, yeah, I would. Chris, are you? Oh, yeah, both of them. So I don't even know what that means. Who's the last stud linebacker on the... Are you talking middle linebacker, real New York Giants fan? Because then I would say Antonio Pierce. I would say Pierce, if we're talking middle linebacker. Who do I admire most? What do you mean, in terms of YouTube? I mean, the guys I said, there's so many good Giants YouTubers. It all depends on what type of content you want. But... Cop Pizzle is great at what he does. I don't do what Cop Pizzle does. Cop Pizzle doesn't do what I do. Fish Vegas is great at what he does. I don't do what Fish Vegas does. He doesn't do what I do. That's what's great. We all do different types of things. And it's just a matter of choice. And you could go to Bad Dog's channel and get a completely different take than I give. So I think that's why we're all successful. I think we all have different opinions, but we all do it, in a well thought out way. And I think, yeah, I respect everybody's channel. And Mike Too Nice, love his channel. What do I do outside? Right now I have a part-time job. I used to be a cable technician. Right now I have a part-time job to help pay the bills as I try to build up this channel. But it's not like a career job. I was a cable technician for 7 years. And the commute was way too far. I said I am going to really focus on my channel. I'm going to do a part-time job to pay the bills. And we'll see where it goes. And if it doesn't work, I always go back to being a cable technician. But I'm trying to live the dream. I'm trying to do something I love. You and Bad Dog look like... You are racist. No, I'm kidding. Because we're both Italian. No, I'm kidding. I honestly don't think we look that much alike. But people have said that before. Chris and Chuck Knox needs that. I would work with Chuck Knox. Tana, what's the part-time job, if you don't mind me asking, sir? I work for tips. Not a stripper. Okay? I'm not a stripper, I promise you. I'm not a gigolo. That's as far as I'll go. I work for tips. I'm Italian. Should I be offended? No, Chris, you don't. I'm just kidding. I was kidding. Do you think we play too much zone last week against Stafford? He torn us apart, the soft zone. That's something we struggled with early on. I think we're better in man coverage. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Hold on. I want to get this. Essay, I hope your YouTube channel continues to grow. You're awesome. It seemed like a really good... I appreciate that, Essay. Thank you very much. Let's see. What's the most New York thing about you? Everything? I don't know. Everything? What do you think about Andy Dalton getting benched? I think the Bengals needed to do it because they got to see what they got in Finley. They're going to be drafting probably second overall, so you got to see what you got in the kid. But he's making $20 million next year. So our boy Tane is stripping. Blake Adams says, you should review tape and give your opinion. I've done that before, clown. And I did one, and I may do it in the future. I did one. You could go back and look on my page. I did a film review on Daniel Jones against Clemson. And it did well. People liked it. And then I did another one. And those take a while. And it didn't get a lot of views. So I said, all right, maybe we'll do it in the future. But I'll do it again. I'll do it. It just takes a lot of time. With all the stuff I already do, it's hard for me to do videos like that take a while and do the daily content. But in the off season, I'll do stuff like that. I am from Long Island. Long Island. Will Hernandez has not regressed. He's a top 10 in pass blocking as a guard. Kenny Joseph, maybe you're right. the offensive line as a whole seems like it's regressed. I'm not pointing him out. They're giving up a lot of sacks. His PFF grade, from what I read, maybe I misread, is not that good. So it just seems like the offensive line the last 3 weeks has been disappointing. Do I eat sushi? Yeah. Is the Pope Catholic? No, I never crave sushi. The only times I eat sushi is when I'm with a girl on a date and they like sushi. But it's not something I go out and get on my own. But I eat sushi. At least it ain't Staten Island, yes. Would you like Lincoln Riley as our head coach? I'd be open to it. Everybody wants the hot shot college guy, and that seems to be the guy of choice. I'd be open to it. Wouldn't be my first choice, but I'd be open to it. And I appreciate that, Cushmaster. Let's see. Long Island Broads are... Yes, they are, Michael Lopez. Yes, they are. You hit it on the head. You hit that right on the head. Why do you think I got gray hairs, Michael Lopez? Huh? Oh, of course I've tried halal food. Halal food's the best. They got halal trucks on Long Island now. They got them in the city. They're great. They actually opened up an halal restaurant in Levittown. That's really good. Of course I would be open. Of course I would be open to Harbaugh. I like Harbaugh. My crush at work is from Long Island. Well, there you go, RT. Probably shouldn't ask her out then. No, I'm just kidding. He looked right at the camera when he said that. Yeah. Halal food supports. No, Charles. What? I hope not. Do you guys like the new profile picture? I don't see it, Jim Carr. It probably takes a while to update. I don't see it yet. Kenny Joseph says, how good this offensive line would be if Nate Solder and Mike Remmers were in his prime. Good question. It'd be a lot better. But the thing is, Nate Solder, maybe he was never that good. Maybe the Patriots just got the most out of him, like they get the most out of all their players. I don't know. But it'd be better. Mike Remmers was never great. He struggled a lot last year because they shifted him to guard. Now he's back at his natural position. It would be better, but it's still... We need to get younger on the offensive line. We need to draft the offensive line. Do I think Lamar Jackson is a Hall of Famer? No, not even close. Do I think he could be? Yeah, I mean, it's been 1 year. Way too early to say that. And he's one-dimensional at this point. He's got a pretty good arm. He's racked up really good stats against really bad teams. But Lamar Jackson, as of now, is the best quarterback from the 2018 draft class. I'll say that. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's won. I mean, he was 6-1 last year with the Ravens in the regular season. He's 5-2 with the Ravens this year, so he's a combined 11-3. He's won football games, but I think he's going to get exposed against the Patriots Sunday night. Do you get tired? Do you get tired of answering? I try to answer everybody's questions. Who's your favorite quarterback in the league right now? Aaron Rodgers. Love Aaron Rodgers. Love the way he plays. Hey, Patrick Mahomes is fun too. Rendon with a 2-run home with a home run. I'm not rooting for the Nationals. I'm a Met fan. Gabe. Who do you think should be MVP? As of now, Russell Wilson. But my preseason pick was Aaron Rodgers, so I'm sticking with it. I think he's got 15 touchdowns and 2 picks now, so he's got a shot. Who is the most talented quarterback in the 2019 draft? You could definitely argue Daniel Jones right now. Kyler Murray, I'm not a huge fan of. I know he's putting up decent stats. Most people would say him. You could definitely argue Daniel Jones right now. And then I got a legit question for you. I don't know if you answered it yet, but last year you said there was a player worth trading up for. My question is, Chase Young worth trading up for pending where we pick? Depends on the trade. Depends on how much we'd have to trade. The other thing you have to factor in is he doesn't necessarily fit our system that well. But depends on the price. I mean, Chase Young is ridiculous. And he backs it up with results. He's not like Jadeveon Clowney, who was drafted almost, fully on athletic ability. He didn't really put up great numbers in college. Chase Young is a beast. For the right price, yeah, he might be worth trading up for. It depends. Do you think the Giants have a better overall team now or last season? Well, last season you had Odell Beckham. This season the offensive line is a little bit better. The defense is definitely better. Last season we only had 9 sacks in the first 8 games. I think we got like 20 this year. The defense, even though it hasn't played well, is better than last year, the first half of the season. I would say this year's a little bit better. Daniel Jones is probably better than what Eli Manning was last year. Eli Manning was 21 touchdowns, 11 picks, but he didn't take shots down the field. But we've also haven't had Barkley, and now we got him back. But I would say this team a little bit better. Be right back, Tane. I'm going to take a cannoli break. We'll go eat that cannoli. Getting rid of Beckham was addition by subtraction. Listen, I was all for the Beckham trade. You're never going to hear me say that was a bad trade. Shurmur underutilized. I agree. You tune into one of my Giants live streams. Me and Bad Dog, all we ever say is, where's the I formation? Where's the offset I formation? Where's the fullback? I agree. What is going on, JMG21? King Envy says, do you think I should ask a girl out or drag her in the bushes? Probably ask her out. If you drag her in the bushes, you might be going to prison, King Envy. So, for your sake, I like you, King Envy. And, I like your son. You guys show a lot of love to my channel. I would probably just ask her out. Just ask her out. Dean from the Philippines thinks Shurmur's gone soon. I don't think he will be gone soon. I don't. I think he will get another year. But we'll see. Yes, I do. I do live in New York. I do live in New York. Think Odell misses the playing with Eli? Yes, I do. Eli Manning got him that contract, Ryan Napier. Since we didn't trade Janoris Jenkins, what will happen to Sam Beal? I hope he gets time to develop. I hope he gets time to play. That's all I can ask for, and that's the guy who I expected to get playing time if we did trade Janoris Jenkins. 40 Luck, yeah, it wasn't just you. I took away all the wrenches. I'm slowly giving them back. So if you keep coming, no knock on you, 40 Luck. I've seen you in my streams. You're a good subscriber, but the fact that you're just realizing that means you haven't been in a stream in a while. It's been like 3 weeks. But if you keep showing up to the streams consistently, you will get a wrench. But I had way too many wrenches. People were complaining that people were being timed out way too often. So I said I'm going to take back all the wrenches and slowly give them back. And what's going on, King Trizzy? Thank you for tuning in the stream. What beer should the Giants drink? Jim Carroll says Peroni. You got to go with the Peroni. Should Love play or Grant Haley? Love. You got to get Love experience. But Love could also play the safety spot with Bate. I want 2 new safeties next year. I'm done. Not a question. I'm with you. UCF Jaguar. What's up, man? And once again, I got to shout him out. If you guys have not gone over to UCF Jaguar channel, please check it out. And he says, less annoying player, Ramsey or OBJ? Oh, my God. I'm going to go with Ramsey. But I'm biased because I had to deal with OBJ and you had to deal with Ramsey. But to my knowledge, I know Ramsey bitched and moaned, but I could be wrong. I don't think he threw any individual player under the bus like OBJ did. I don't necessarily know he threw temper tantrums on the sidelines. I would go OBJ. But Ramsey's definitely a headache. Let's see. I don't like blaming our secondary. I think not a lot of talent, but this week, zone bullshit and lack of pass rush is really killing us. It's tough to run a real 3-4 with a visible linebacker. We definitely need much better linebackers. That's got to be one of the biggest focal points for the defense this offseason. Rather a defense player. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like divas. Andrew Thomas, Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas is the number 1 offensive tackle in this year's draft. That I would put him above Jerry Jeudy. We need an offensive tackle more. What is going on, Hitbit? Thanks for being here. If we sign Conklin, do you think Gettleman will draft Andrew Thomas and give Danny Dimes a great O-line? Definitely possible. I am always heading up to New Hampshire to visit my wife's family on the way up. I want to stop by and have a beer with you, bro. You got it, man. You let me know. I'm always open to having a beer with one of my subscribers. What safeties are free agents? I have not looked. And I don't have time because I got to answer a lot of questions. But next stream, before I go live with the Q&A, I will look into all the possible free agents, and we'll talk about it. Are you actively rooting against the Browns? Yes. Oh, UCF Jaguar. And it's not just OBJ, it's Baker Mayfield too, with all the shit he said this offseason about Daniel Jones and the New York Giants fan base. Oh, yeah. I would like nothing more than for the Browns to go 2-14. Nothing more. The paper champions. Please lose every week. I don't even like the Patriots. I was hoping they blew them out last week. We are almost at 300 viewers. If you guys haven't done so, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Oh, man, Travis Conker, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, have a great night. Entertain a great stream. I appreciate all your support, man. And thank you for tuning in, my man. Yeah, that's who we were talking about, Michael. That Andrew Thomas, yeah. It has been confirmed Gettleman was looking for a mid-round pick for Jenkins, but never materialized. Well, there you go. My thought process and why I was so upset when I made that video, and it's pure emotion. When you make those videos, I just go with how I'm feeling in the moment. My thought process was we're probably letting Janoris Jenkins walk at the end of the year due to the fact that he's a $3 million dead cap hit as opposed to paying him $14.75 million. So you're talking a savings of $12 million. So if you're going to let him walk and he's going to cost you $3 million to walk, why not trade him, even if it's a sixth-round pick? That was my thought process. But maybe there was no deal out there. It's possible. I don't know. I honestly don't know. What do you think of earlier on the Cowboys where speaking to the Jets about trading for Jamal Adams? Way too high of a price tag from what I read. They wanted 2 first-round picks. Whoa. Way too high of a price tag. I know, Hitbit. What is going on? Dominic Corey says, hey, Dad. Hey, son. How you been? How you doing, sport? How you been? Trade Jack Rabbit in the offseason. Yeah, but who knows if you can even do it then? Maybe you can. But teams are gonna know you're gonna be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Right now, you got teams that are looking to contend that could use a cornerback. I think you have more leverage now than you would in the offseason. But that's just my opinion. And what if Janoris Jenkins regresses for the rest of the year? Chris, I appreciate that, Goat. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. So Minshew is the new Chuck Norris. Minshew is a porn star. Have you seen, I don't know if UCF Jaguars still here. Have you seen that mustache? I mean, if I was a Jaguars fan, I would be happy. I mean, you got a 70s porn star as your quarterback. Trent Williams in free agency. That's a guy you might want to look at. And that's another guy that was rumored to potentially be being on the trading block. Didn't happen. Didn't materialize. They wanted a first-round pick for him. And he finally came back to the Redskins now. He finally ended his holdout. He took... Okay, let's talk about that real quick, by the way. What is... listen, I am all for NFL players. I recognize that the league is screwed up, where you don't get guaranteed money, and you need to use the leverage when you can. But it never works. These guys hold out, and they lose all this money, and then they fold, and they come back. How much money did Le'Veon Bell cost himself last year? He sat out an entire year. I think he would have gotten paid $18 or $19 million, franchise tag. He sat out the whole year, and he got not a dime more than what he would have gotten when he hit free agency. Matter of fact, he might have gotten less. So the holding out is not working. That strategy is not working. Didn't work for Zeke this year. It just doesn't work. What's going on, Jen? Thanks for popping into the stream. Losing Ryan Conley was awful. That was probably our best draft pick this year, other than Slayton. He was playing at a Pro Bowl level, and I love Ryan Connolly. That was I shouldn't say Pro Bowl level. I'm exaggerating. I'm so used to having shitty linebackers that when a guy plays good, I think he's an all-pro linebacker. But Ryan Connolly was playing well, and that definitely hurt us. And I hope he comes back to full health next year and could be one of the men in the middle, because he definitely has a bright future. They need to play all the young. I agree. The young guys need to play. I'm gonna stay. You're gonna stay. All right, Travis. Bavit says, Christopher, why the hell would you risk a long-term deal for 1 year of football? Well, Bavith, I guess you're right, but at the end of the day, he lost $20 million. That's what it would have been. Le'Veon Bell gave away $20 million. That's what he gave away. I don't know. Was it the right decision? Now he's in a situation where he's playing awful, and I think he would have gotten paid more on a per-year basis. last year. I could be wrong. Like I said, I never get on players for doing it, even if they're on my own team. I recognize there's no guaranteed contracts in football, but I don't think that strategy is working very well. You lost a lot of money. Yeah, hold out really backfired on goal. Yeah. And yeah, please hit that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe and ring the bell. Should we draft linebackers in the second round in the draft? We could definitely use a middle linebacker or an edge rusher in the early rounds, whether it be first, second, third. The more the merrier. The more the merrier. You guys filled this stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for being phenomenal supporters. Always say that. Always love answering your questions. I'm going to be doing this at least once a week going forward. I did a 2-show special because of the trade deadline. And like I said, if it's filling up and people like this, I'll do it twice a week. In the offseason, I'll do it 2-3 times a week because there's going to be a lot of things to talk about. The free agency, the draft. You guys are always going to have a ton of questions, want me to talk about tons of players, and I love talking to you guys about football. So thank you guys for being here. How do you feel about Corey Ballentine in the slot? I think he's meant more to play on the outside. If we're going to bring in a slot guy, I think it's more Julian Love. But I want to see Corey Ballentine get playing time. You want to talk about a Hollywood script. That guy has the best story in the NFL. The guy gets shot the night after he gets drafted. I think it was the night he got drafted. And then he makes the team as a 5th-round pick. I would love to see him succeed. I did tear my ACL, AJ Nix. What's the definition of a solid NFL player? A starter, a guy that doesn't need to be great, but the guy that goes out there every Sunday and gives you a solid effort. If we draft a pass rusher, do we let a young player go? Who would we let go? I mean, maybe Zimenez? I don't think so, though. I mean, Lorenzo Carter, Zimenez should both be on the roster next year. We could lose Marcus Golden to free agency. I don't think so. I don't think we would let any of the young pass rushers go. None that I could think of, no. Kareem Martin's gone. He's gone. Slayton, yeah. You took Chris Slayton? Yeah, he'll probably be gone. What's up with Saquon in pass protection? I didn't see any of that last year. Loopy, I'll say this. Last game, it was evident he did a very poor job of blocking for the New York Giants in pass protection. Some of that had to do with Jalapeno. Jalapeno let the guy go right by him, right up the middle. And Gallman is same thing. If you remember, Gallman was able to pick up the guy that broke up the middle. And Gallman got leveled, but at least he took the guy out. Jalapeno was getting torched last game. But yeah, Barkley did a really bad job of pass protection last game. I think it was like back-to-back plays. He did do a bad job last week. If we're going to nitpick, he did. Should the Giants... Oh, Kareem Martin sucks. Kareem Martin is garbage. That is another horrible signing by Dave Gettleman. YouTube's own Nick the Smoker. I don't even know who Nick the Smoker is. How would you feel if the Giants fire Shurmur and hire Hugh Jackson? No. I don't want Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson did nothing. Why would I want Hugh Jackson? Show me that gabagool with a kiss. There you go, MH. Kareem Martin needs to... Yeah, he's done. They're cutting Kareem Martin in the offseason. They're cutting Kareem Martin. Kid Blue's taking a break from YouTube right now. I don't know all the specifics, but he's going to be back on. He's got something going on. He's going to be back on, though. Christopher, how do you feel about Grant Haley? Great open field tackler. He's struggling in coverage. But he's made a number of great open field tackles, but he's getting burnt in the slot. Time in and time out. Who's been better this year? Shepard or Slayton? Slayton. Shepard hasn't been on the field. And Slayton, how many touchdowns does Slayton have? 4? 3, 4? He's played well. And once again, thank you to everybody for being here. I always like to say thank you as much as I can because you guys make this so fun for me. You guys help my channel grow all the time, and I like to, do whatever I can to conversate with you guys. Do live streams whenever I can. Make videos. And you guys are the reason why I put in as much work as I do. So thank you. 300. We got 300 people in the stream. Welcome to the channel. And we're just talking Giants. This is great. Thank you guys for being here. Chris, you son of a dude. Jim Carroll says, Darius Slayton's ability to make a corner slow down with him so he could track down a ball is unreal. Darius Slayton is great at going up at the point of attack. Well, you saw it last week on the deep ball down the left sideline. Darius Slayton is going to be a very good wide receiver. I'm not saying he's going to be Odell Beckham, and he's got to get better at route running. But Darius Slayton is going to be a very good wide receiver. He was a diamond in the rough for the Giants. Johnny Boy with the fist pound. Is Eli Manning a Hall of Famer? Does a bear shit in the woods? Is the Pope Catholic? Of course Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. Bite your tongue. Of course he's a Hall of Famer. Cutcliffe is head coach. Somebody brought that up in a prior stream, and it's good thinking out of the box. I don't think it'll happen though. Kid Blue's 21. You gotta go with Netflix. You gotta go with Netflix and chill. Let's get those likes up, Goat says. Thank you very much. Is Shep gonna play this week? From what I've read, there's a very good chance he could. But nothing's definitive. How would you feel if the Giants signed Grant Delpit? Depends on what. Well, you mean draft. He's not a free agent. He's a draft. Depends on where we're picking. I don't want him in the top 7 or 8. If we're like 10, 11, 12, yeah. I don't think safety is one of our biggest needs or one of the most important positions on a football team. But if we're picking like 12, 11, I'd be okay with it. I mean, he's a great football player. When is it time to test Pulley, Gates, or Slade? They can't be worse than Nate Solder. I mean, Jesus. I want an offensive tackle. If not, an edge rusher. Edge rusher or offensive tackle in the first round. I'll kiss Eli right now. He brought me 2 Super Bowls. I'm a Nick and a Met fan. They haven't won me anything. Eli was the quarterback for the only 2 Super Bowls I've seen. Only 2 championships I've seen one of my 3 teams I root for win. Love Eli Manning. What up, Dana? Just thought I'd stop by doing some more homework. Go Nats. Ryan Clay, thanks for popping in, buddy. We need Chase Young. Yeah, exactly. Those are the if we're picking early, that's who I want. Have you seen the Jets trying to trade for Jamal? Yes. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. I mean, the Jets, they get rid of all their first-round picks. I don't understand. Jamal Adams is one of the few really good players they have, and he's young. But, obviously it didn't happen. But I'll say this about that trade, supposedly. If the Jets were able to get 2 first-round picks for Jamal Adams, probably would have been worth it. No, I don't think we're getting Chase Young. We'd have to finish in the top 3. I don't think we're going to. Amelia, that's not the way it works. I mean, everybody says that. I know plenty of Yankee and Jet fans and plenty of Met and Giant fans. What is going on, Stealth Raven? Thank you for tuning in to the stream. Who would be your top draft choice in next year's draft? For the Giants, Chase Young. We don't need a quarterback, so Chase Young. Now, there's good quarterbacks at the top, but we don't need one. Who do I think will go first? I think it'll be a quarterback because I think the Dolphins will be picking there. I think the Bengals will be picking there. And there's a very good chance that they will go with Tua. So I think it'll be a quarterback. But if it was the Giants, Chase Young. I see your comments, Andy. There's just a lot of people in here. But I want Young, but there's always someone who sucks more than us. Yeah, exactly. My God, you guys are the best, man. Gabe is back in the chat. We're going to go for another 17 minutes. I was only going to go to 11. We pushed it to 11:30. We'll go 17 more minutes. But this was a lot of fun. And, like I said, we'll be doing this once a week going forward. I'll have the Talk of Giants show on the channel tomorrow. That'll be at probably about 10:25, maybe 10:30, because I work. Normally it's 10:15, but I work. Now that we switched it to Wednesdays, I work till 10 o'clock. So 10:25, 10:30 is probably when that's going to start, unfortunately. But I will have that up on the channel tomorrow, and we'll go to about midnight. DeAndre Baker will only get better. I agree. You look like Amelia Clark. I don't even know who Amelia Clark is. Taco Tuesday. Lawan in the chat. What's going on, Lawan? Subs don't get you paid. It's views. Exactly. Yeah, you need views. But you need subs to get views. Yo, sexy. You look like a Long Island bro. Are you still popping up? Yes, I'm definitely gonna go on Bad Dogs. So not on the video. I'm gonna be in the chat. Rex Ryan and Mangini should join the coaching staff to shake things up. So we're gonna become the New York Jets. Is that what we're gonna do? How do you feel about the Browns might release and trade Odell this offseason because of frustration? Anything's possible. I wouldn't be shocked at all. I mean, I think Bad Dog and myself said that after the Giants traded him. We said there's no way Odell's going to finish his career in Cleveland. They are going to trade him at some point, or he'll become a free agent and go elsewhere. I would not be shocked at all. Vance Billet. Well, I work late tomorrow, so I'll be able to get some sleep. What do I think about Nate? Nate Solder sucks. Entertain, I just want to say I appreciate everything you do. Your content, a great person. Like a brother to me. I wish I could go to that Giant game versus the Jets. I really wanted to meet you guys. Oh, man. I want to meet you too, man, but I'm sure we'll get to meet in the future, man. Thank you for everything you do for my channel, man. I really do appreciate it. What's going on, Glock? See Glock's commenting on a lot of my videos. Good loyal subscriber. Thank you for being here. He says, do we try and get the best tackle in the first round? A Solder replacement. I mean, I'd eat the dead cap and get rid of him, to be honest. He's a liability. Or do you hope he gets better? I don't think you could eat the dead cap hit this year because it's $13 million. I don't think they could cut him this year. It's too much. I mean, $13 million. That's too much. That's a player. I mean, that's a really good player. You got to eat it this year. He's going to be on the Giants this upcoming year, in my opinion. Maybe you could shift him over to right tackle and get rid of Remmers if you draft a tackle early or you sign a Conklin. But he's on the team next year. The following year, they may cut him. I think it's $5 million, $6 million. So the last year of that contract, they could cut him. I don't think they cut him next year. Cushmaster's going to roll another one. If Browns release Odell, I think we'd probably be really humble and could help this team. Not saying we should always a possibility. They're not going to they won't release him. They would trade him. New sub, love your content. I appreciate that, G-Man NYC. Thank you for being here, buddy. And anybody that may be here that may be new, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up, join the channel. I make a ton of videos. I'll have more videos up tomorrow. You know I will. I'm crazy. And the live Giants show tomorrow. So, yeah. We'll be talking, obviously, about the Cowboys, the week's opponent this week. And getting into that. Getting into the flow of things. Let's see what we got here. Marshall Newhouse is New England left tackle, and they are 8-0 with him. Listen, they're 8-0 with everybody. That team's phenomenal. They could put me at offensive tackle, and they'd win 8 games. Am I muted? How do you skip my questions? Karambite, there's 300 people in here. I'm not skipping your questions. You're not muted. What's going on, Word? He says, bro, work. Have me late. Oh, don't worry about it, Word, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. Should the Giants bring back the red? I was never a fan of the red jerseys, Cushmaster. I just wasn't. Never a fan of the red jerseys. Our second-year players are bad. Any reasons why? Second-year players are bad. Any reasons why? Who am I? I see dead people. That would be Bruce Willis, right? I think from that movie. What was it called? I don't remember the name of it, but it was the M. Night Shyamalan movie. Any reason why the second-year players are bad? I can't give you a definitive answer to that. The only thing you could say, I guess, is coaching. And maybe they've regressed, sophomore slumps. Maybe teams have gotten tape on them. Other than that, I don't have, much to say. I mean, Lorenzo Carter and B.J. Hill are both still projects. They were third-round picks for a reason. Will Hernandez has ups and downs. I hope he gets better. I expected huge things of him this year and when we drafted him. Rudy T, my man. Oh, man, you know what? I got to go. I'll go. No, I said 11:30, though. I've been on since 9:30, man. But, Rudy, man, thanks for popping in, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, cut my gym time short so I can come listen for a bit, man. Rudy, man, thank you for all your love and support. Rudy has been here since the beginning. He remembers my cooking show. That's right, guys. It's no longer on the channel. But when I first started YouTube, and any of my really OG subscribers probably remember it, it was a comedy show. It was funny. My first show I did was called Cooking with the Giants. And it was me and my friend. My friend was a chef. And the premise of the show was going to eventually be that my chef was going to cook up a dish every week of the opponent that the Giants were versing. So say we're playing the Eagles, he'd cook up a Philly cheesesteak. Or say we're playing New Orleans, gumbo, whatever. So that was the premise of the show. It just never happened. But that was my first YouTube stuff. It was called Cooking with the Giants. It was really early. It was right after we took Saquon Barkley was my first videos on YouTube. Cromwell, have a great night. Wings, then we went to Europe. Yeah. Do you think Daniel Jones was overhyped after the Tampa game? A little bit. Yeah, I think people jumped the gun a little bit, but he's backing it up now with that game against Detroit. Don't expect him to go out there and throw 4 touchdowns every game. That's just unrealistic for a rookie. 6 cents. Yes, there you go, Goat Yeet. I'm going to head out entertaining. You have a great night, man. Thank you for being here. You didn't have enough bacon. Re-uploaded Tana. It's a classic. Yeah. I deleted it. And I didn't even think about it at the time. I didn't know that you could make videos private. Do you still get hurt when you see... Oh, God, Big Cat Leo. That is one of the worst moments since I've been watching the New York Giants. Having to watch the miracle at the Meadowlands. I was at a bar. I was at Miller's Ale House. I was at a bar watching that game. Giants need to get into the playoffs if they win that game. And who knows, they might win the Super Bowl that year. That was a good team. And I'm watching the game, and the Giants have like a 20-point lead. I'm texting all my friends. I have Jet friends that pick on the Giants because I hate them all. Fly, Eagles, fly, blah, ha, 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 ha. Laugh face, crying, tears, blah, 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 blah. Game's over. Never do that again. I jinxed the hell out of the team. They give up whatever they gave up there in the last 5-6 minutes, whatever it was. Michael Vick looked like a Madden game. And then, yeah, that was horrible. I want to talk about the Knicks, baby. 1-3. Hopefully we get a win tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm working nights, so I might be able to stream that game, and I'm doing the Giants show tomorrow. All-time favorite Giant, Eli Manning. I don't go back to the prime days of Lawrence Taylor. Zach Rosen, you have a great night, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber, Mr. Sticker. Have a great night. Would you rather have any rookie quarterback for 2018 or 19 over DJ? Right now, it's hard to say I would, to be honest with you. None of them have played well, other than Lamar Jackson. I'm still trying to figure out how the Jets beat the Cowboys. I think that the Jets were due for a win, if I'm being honest. And I think that the Cowboys were in a slump. They had lost 2 straight. The Jets were getting Darnold back. They got some momentum. They were at home. And they just played a really good football game. You have a great night, Zach. I am closing it in 8 minutes. Just got out of work. Appreciate all the content. Manny Roman, man. Thank you, man, for being a great subscriber. Thank you for being here, buddy. Talk of Giants will be tomorrow night. That's going to be once a week now. We're scaling that back. That's usually twice a week. That'll be here this Wednesday. The following Wednesday, it'll be on Bad Dogs channel. But, Talk of Giants will be here tomorrow night. And it'll be a little later because Wednesdays I work nights. We had it on Tuesdays, but now you got basketball on Tuesdays. So it'll be a little later. I meant to tell Bad Dog that. I forgot. I can't get the show started until 10:25 at the earliest if I get back on time. And I'll have everything set up so I can just go live. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully I go live at 10:25, 10:30 the latest. And we'll go to midnight. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Herbert looks like a good... I like Herbert. Have a great night, Stel. Thank you for being here. If we fire Shermer, Betcher, who would you replace them with from the coaches available on the hot seat? Huh. Wow. Is Tomlin on the hot seat? Does he qualify? If Tomlin qualifies, Mike Tomlin. Who that David Mayo you talking about? Middle linebacker? He's done a good job for the Giants this year. In the middle. I'm out, Brody. I'll see you tomorrow in the next stream video. Good night. Big Cat Leo, man. Thank you for being a great subscriber. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's been here again. I want to say thank you for being such great supporters of the channel and help me grow and tuning in all my streams, watching all my videos. Thank you. Tana, do you see any value in moving Soldier to the right side? So much dead money. I agree. Next year, I think that's the move. I think we get either Conklin or we draft a left tackle and we move him to the right side and get rid of Remmers. I think that's the way to go. I think Solder's here next year. The following year, I think you cut him. But next year, I think you move him to the right side. I think that's the right decision. Hold the Mayo. Just had to say that before I left. All right, Vanderbilt, Tana growing a Pete Alonso mustache. No, mustache. Do I got a mustache? I mean, I shaved a little bit. Would you take Tony Dungy? Does Tony Dungy want to come back and coach? He's been out of the game for quite some time, and I'm sure he makes a lot of money on NBC. Quit your job and just do sports, but that's the goal, Manny. Just got to keep grinding, pumping out videos, and doing live streams, doing Q&As, doing play-by-play, and Just continue to put in the work, man. You're never going to get anything you want in life unless you put in a lot of hard work. And I love doing this. I didn't know I would love doing this until I did it, but I do. Cowher's been out of the league for way too long, Jen. Way too long. I remember when we hired McAdoo. People were talking about Cowher. Even before we hired McAdoo. Because, it was always rumored that we might fire Coughlin, even years leading up to his firing. And people were always talking about Cowher. He's not coming back. He's been gone now for what? 15 years? He's not coming back. All right, well, I joined the stream late. I'm going to watch from the beginning. Good night, Tana. Word, man. Thank you for being in the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Chip Kelly. Oh, God. Chip Kelly. Come on now, feller. Come on, fella. We don't want Chip Kelly. You want to talk about a bust. You want to talk about a bust. College systems don't work in the pros. Chip Kelly's a prime example of it. I started watching around the same time as Bear Dog, and that was about a year ago. Well, I appreciate you, Andy. I do. Hey, guys, release an Nate Solder so we can re-sign him at New England, please. Do you really want him? Do you really think he'll back? You know what? He will. You guys would get anybody to bounce back at New England and play great. For God's sakes, the Jets cut, what's his name? Danny Woodhead. You turned him into a near Pro Bowler. New England is ridiculous. Please take Tom Coughlin back. He's poison for our organ. What is up, Triple C? I love Tom Coughlin. I love him. But I get what you're saying. BW Webb for heck. No. Chris, remember the... No, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Sinora. Yes. I think you have to take Jenkins' mentorship to young secondary core and account for something. Well, I think that's why they kept him. I think that's why they didn't trade him for nothing. They probably figured that. They probably said, rather than get a 6th-round pick or a 5th-round pick, we'll keep him for the rest of the year. We'll cut him. He'll cost us $3 million, and he'll continue to mentor this young secondary over the second half of the year. I think that's what they're doing. New England just shows you what good coaching looks like, and yeah. Well, in fairness, Glocks, that's every team, because no team has Bill Belichick. No team has Bill Belichick. So, it's not fair to compare the Giants to Bill Belichick, because he's head and shoulders above any other coach. No World Series tonight. No, I'll probably watch the end of the game while I'm listening to Bad Dog stream, but I wanted to talk about the trade deadline. I wanted to do this last week, and I was going to do it tonight no matter what, and then the Giants made a trade yesterday, so I did it 2 nights in a row. But next week, I'm going to start doing this once a week, and if it matriculates, if people want it twice a week, we'll do it twice a week. But for now, we're going to do this once a week along with the Giants show. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. Josh McDaniel, if Tom retired. A lot of people like Josh McDaniel, too. That's another guy that was rumored to potentially be taking the Giants head coaching job. Good offensive mind. But he's probably going to take over in New England. Once Belichick leaves, if I had to guess. Nats up 5-2 in the ninth. Well, there you go. So that's going to go 7. That'll go 7. The Giants had Bill Belichick, but who thought he would be the best coach? Never thought that. He never thought he'd be what he was. And Jets fans must hate that. He was going to be the Jets coach, and he bailed on him. Yeah, we were inconsistent. Glocks, I'll agree with that. But I still love Tom Coughlin. His last year at Cleveland, yeah, he did. I think he won 9 games at Cleveland. Belichick. There was nothing that happened today. There was no trades. It was the worst trade deadline ever. There was no trades today. The big trades were, the week leading up to it. Goes to the show you that having the best wide receiver, running back, etc. in football doesn't matriculate to wins. It's your O-line, pass rush, play calling, quarterback play, and little turnovers, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, Adam, and thank you for tuning in, Adam, great subscriber of mine. At the end of the day, that's what wins football games. Getting the most out of finding players that could fulfill roles to the best of their ability. You don't necessarily need the most talented players at every position. The Patriots don't. They find players that fit the roles that they need them to fill and that could do specific things well. And they get the most out of them. Coaching is by far the most important thing in football. The Patriots are a prime example. I would venture to say the Patriots don't have the most talented player at any position in the league. Like, they don't have the most talented quarterback. Tom Brady is not the most talented quarterback. He's great. He's the greatest quarterback, but he's not the most talented. They get the most out of all of their players. NBA Finals prediction, I'm going to go with the Lakers this year. If the Giants want to go anywhere, they need to get rid of Shermer and Gettleman. I can't stand these two. Oh, I don't think it's going to happen this year. It might happen the year after. But, guys, it is 11:30. This was a lot of fun. If you guys are new to the channel, I hope you subscribe. I hope you join the channel and ring the bell. And Corey Lewis, I gave you a wrench because I've seen you've been active in the stream, so I just gave you a wrench. But thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. The Lakers won't win. Listen. I'm rooting for LeBron. I'm rooting for LeBron this year. I want to see him win one. I appreciate that, Emil Rodriguez. King Trizzy, have a great night. Have a great night, Chris Sonor. Goat Yeet, thanks for the fit. I appreciate it, man. Michael Lopez, established run, forced run, not to rock. Yeah. It's been the same way football has been the last 1,000 years. Have a great night, Cinnamon Rolls. Have a great night, Chip Kelly. Emilio, Chris, you were dead wrong in your last video when talking about Will Hernandez. 100% wrong. You can't say inaccurate things, my man. Kyle Johnson, you can disagree with certain things. I'm allowed. I mean, you look at the PFF ranking. He has not played that well this year. He hasn't, and you could disagree. You're not always going to agree with my opinion. The offensive line the last 3 weeks as a whole has been abysmal, and he's part of that. But thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. Anthony G, have a great night. Vance Bill, have a great night. Raymond, have a great night. Thank you to everybody for being here. Travis, have a great night. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Rudy T, have a great night, man.